The reason for this video is to show you guys to do a little bit at a time. You will never be able to conquer everything at one time. So to pace yourself. Um my son, he's studying to get his driver's license, and I try to encourage him to just do 5 pages a day because he's so busy. He has so much going on. He's so brilliant. He's so wonderful. Um, he has a lot of things going on in his life. So I try to tell him to do a small amount compared to a big amount. You get what I'm saying? So, okay, you are the type of person, you're in church. I'm going to give you a perfect example. You want to learn about God, you want to read the Bible, you want to go with God. Instead of doing, oh, I got to do the whole Genesis today, the whole Matthew tomorrow, and go on to Exodus, and then I go on to Mark and Luke, all this stuff right here. That's a lot. You're putting a lot on your plate. Instead of doing it that way, why don't you just take one chapter a day out of the Bible? Matthew's 1, Mark 1, whatever chapter you want to get into, and you only do one chapter a day, and you read it, you meditate on it, you pray on it, you ask God for wisdom in reference to this or whatever, and you move forth instead of doing a lot of different stuff. Another perfect example, with just reading books. You got this book, you definitely want to read it. It is a positive influence. It's the perfect book. It is the best thing that you could possibly do for yourself, but you don't have the time to actually devote to reading it. So what you have to do, you have to take just small steps. Take little steps at a time. It's little small steps, and start reading little things. So that means, okay, I do 5 chapters today. You read those 5 chapters, it's helping. You read 5 more pages, it's helping. However it goes, whatever you know that you're capable of doing, just mark your progress. Maybe today you can't read a whole chapter, you only can read a verse. Remind you, you got time. You got time. Whether you are dead or alive, you got time. You get what I'm saying? The problem is not accomplishing anything in the time is what's causing a big delay and a big issue. Because a lot of times we have time, but we sit up there and we like, I want to do this. But we don't do anything to get to that point. So we do 25 years of doing nothing because really what we want to do was one big thing, and we didn't do any small things to reach the big things. Slow and steady. Remember this story about the hare and the tortoise. You didn't do any small things to accomplish the big things. You didn't do anything small to make sure that you accomplish all the big stuff that you want to do. You know, you have to do small things to accomplish big things. Okay? You have time. Take your time. Another thing I would tell people to do. You want to finish school. Okay, don't pile on 3, 4 classes. You may not have the time for 3 or 4 classes. So what you do, you sign up for 3 or 4 classes, and you do piss poor in all 3 and 4 of them. Sign up for one class. Don't care who get mad, how they feel about it, whatever. Sign up for one class, take one class at a time. They looking at you like you ain't gonna never get out of school. So what? You just stuck with me for a little while. I'll eventually grow on you like a mole or something else. It just is what it is. Just take your time. Don't rush yourself. Don't force yourself to try to complete certain things. Another thing I want to talk about when you're taking your time. You are in warfare. A lot of times you don't even know it. You are under attack a lot of times. We have been going through this for centuries and centuries and centuries, where first sign that you knew you was under warfare and under attack when you didn't have time to actually read and you had nothing to do the whole day. You didn't accomplish anything the whole day and you had nothing to do. These are clues that you are in warfare, you are under attack, you don't have the energy, and you're like, well, how don't I have the energy and I haven't done anything all day? These are signs that you are under warfare. So you have to outsmart your attacker. The attacker don't want you to do nothing because they have what you're supposed to have according to them. For me personally, I never heard if I learn, you can't learn. That means something wrong with you, dumb. Because right now, you got me stuck on stupid because I don't understand what you're saying, because to me, it has no form of wisdom, and I'm closer to wisdom than you is on the dumb. So it's hard for me to understand when you start hearing people start saying, "Okay, well, I can't think if she thinks." Maybe you a little bit too attached to me. You need to disconnect yourself from me because obviously you the one with the issue. If I'm thinking for myself and you can't think, that is a problem. That means you're trying to think for me. I'm the dominator. I'm the dominant one. So I'm going to think for myself anyway and ignore you. But when you're stuck on stupid, you hear these type of things and you can't even respond to them because it's insanity to you. So I have to prep people, and it's not going to come in those exact words. Some of them not going to even be verbalized about it. You'll find yourself flunked out of college. You'll find yourself in a bad situation. And sometimes it's not even because they can't think because you're thinking. That's a lie. All those be lies. The point is they don't want you to have. And sometimes it's not even that. It's just the fact that we set up an agenda and we want this agenda to go this way, and right now you're affecting it. Because trust me, if you're going through this issue, other people in your community like you are going through this issue, and a lot of times the people that aren't going through it aren't really a part of your community, and if they are, they done been bamboozled and they on dumb. They ain't even on stupid no more. They on complete dumb. So you go through stupid first, stuck on stupid first before you get to dumb. And you're just following other people and whatever the hell they say. You can't keep doing that. It's gonna cause problems for you later. You have to find a way to actually outsmart the craziness and outthink it by just doing small stuff a day. Little stuff every day. And you'll find even when you're doing that little stuff every day or keeping a journal every day, that you'll go through 5 and 6 days of not even doing anything. Just stuck on stupid. You have started your cycle, you have started your process. Being stuck on stupid, you're not finishing that process like you're supposed to, and this is one that you started. So you have to stay focused, have to do what you have to do, find other means to do it. If you know that you cannot devote the time to coming into school, you know that pretty much your laptop is getting hacked if you go to school, like let's say the only time you get to actually learn is if you go to a classroom, you have to go in person, and you really can't learn on your laptop, because every time you do a program or a learning process, they're hacking the program, they're hacking the just start hacking away at stuff, trying to create a hell for you. And to be totally honest with you, half of this hacking stuff is basic and common sense stuff that is executed throughout each occupation. And the way you remember half of the stuff that they're doing is by just remembering the protocols or certain things. Like certain things they do is okay. The first thing is your language. So they have their own language. Computer hackers have their own language and everything. So you're gonna go through all kinds of different stuff if you are being hacked to that degree, or that degree of them trying to oppress you. I have been to that degree where pretty much stuff get hacked. I have been to the degree where the next door neighbor, she wants to stand her behind outside my house and get my checks out the mailbox. Um, get the next door neighbor checks out the mailbox. She feels like she owns the whole building, but this one, they don't want to arrest. They don't want to put her in jail or nothing, because she's a part of their program to bring you down and take you down to nothing. You're calling the cops, you're calling the police. The police lie on all police reports. You're like, because they're only sending for your address, because it's your address, they only want to send special people to your address. So other deputies don't get the opportunity to come out and interact with you. It's only certain people. So every time your number pop up, it's certain officers, when they hear that address, they will show up to your home. These are the type of warfares that take place. So be smart about your execution. Be smart about what you're doing. Take your time. Take your time. You have time. It's like being in prison. You have time. That's all you got. You ain't got none but time. Don't let them sweat you. They're going to try to rush you. Oh, you got to hurry up. You got this time frame. You got to get this done. You got to do that. You got to do this. Take your time. When the material isn't there, find alternative sources for the educational material you need. You can go to the Goodwill, you can go to the thrift bookstores, Barnes and Noble sometimes have used books. You can go a million different places and get used material and still be able to, do what you need to do. But the whole purpose is to rush you, say you don't have time. You have that time. Take your time, slowly move towards what you want to do and your goal. Don't rush yourself. Remember, try to do it without falling in debt. Find ways where you can make your dreams possible without going into debt. It's easy to go on a car lot, rent a car. That's one of their tactics that they're going to use against you. You go on the car lot, you rent a car. The car is $300 a month. The next month you lose your job. You put $5,000 down on the car, but next month you lose your job. You got a brand new car. I wanted a car that's gonna take me anywhere I want to go, but you made payments on it instead of getting the old car and fixing it up slowly and stuff like that. And find you a good mechanic. Always find you a good mechanic and fix it up slowly for your progression. But you chose the payments. You have to think smarter. If they're not bothering you, it's because they have you right where they want you at. You're on dumb. You're on stuck on stupid. You're not aware of what's taking place around you. So they're not attacking you because you're unaware. You're not woke. So you're not under attack. You're not woke. You're not conscious. So your family ain't going through nothing. You're not woke or conscious. So I can get away with whatever I want to do, and you really ain't a threat to me because, hell, I've been doing it since you was a kid. Because they will say this to you in your face. You don't know how it feels to have a person say in your face they have been abusing you, your family, your children since y'all was kids. And until you have that happen, you will never know how it feels to be angry and unable to act and be stuck on stupid. So, like I said, take the time to slowly deal with certain things, a little at a time. You get what I'm saying? Just small stuff, just a little bit at a time. I can't, even if you can't afford certain stuff, start thinking of ways where, you know what, I can't afford certain things, but guess what? I have to save up for hurricane. You get what I'm saying? So you go to the food pantry, you get your food stamps, you do the best that you can. Maybe you can save only 3 or 4 canned goods. After a while, it adds up. That's all you can save, maybe a month. With Because sometimes even with food stamps and with the food pantries, you still don't have enough. So thinking of ways to improvise. And another thing, they don't really provide like the stuff that you need to be prepared for an outage or prepared for anything else. They're not providing that. You're broke, you're poor. They're not providing lanterns. They're not providing stuff that's going to keep you warm or anything when winter comes or when winter don't come. You get what I'm saying? They're not providing any of these things. So you're still fighting against the odds regardless. So just be mindful, think, take your time to execute your plan. Regardless, you're going to be abused regardless. You can't run from the pain, run towards it. You're going to be abused regardless. This abuse is not going to stop because they don't believe in stopping. So prepare yourself, brace yourself for the impact of whatever they're doing. Prepare your family, prepare your house, prepare yourself. Like the word of God said, if a rich man knew which hour in which the thief would come, he would not have suffered his house to be broken into. Prepare your house. Don't allow them to get nothing.